What's going on, everybody? Crypto Headquarters here, and today I want to bring you guys a video about the cryptocurrency known as Cardano. What is Cardano? What is its project in blockchain? I'm going to be giving you guys what I believe are the most important aspects in terms of understanding Cardano, as well as give my opinions, as well as a bit of a price prediction towards the end of the video to where I think Cardano could go in 2018. With that said, I'm going to start off with the disclaimer that says none of the information in this video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. For transparency purposes, I am invested and do hold Cardano at the time of making this video. But with that said, let's jump right into it. Quickly, I want to go over the numbers to give you guys some background and context to where this cryptocurrency is currently at in terms of price. So, sitting at just above the 36-cent mark, Cardano holds a rank of 6th overall in terms of overall market cap and has a specific market cap just under $10 billion. With a circulating supply of just under 26 billion ADA, Cardano also has a total supply right now of about 31 billion ADA and a max supply of just even at 45 billion ADA. So a larger circulating supply and a larger total and max supply in terms of cryptocurrencies comparatively. Hence, we see why it has a lower price, but that price also is backed up by a very large market cap. So Cardano is a very, very well established cryptocurrency in terms of where it's currently sitting in the marketplace. Now let's jump into what Cardano is. So a lot of the information I'm going to be reading off to you guys is I have done some prior research on this and I have it written down in a way that I believe I can explain it to you guys. But I will also say that some of this information can be found over on cardanohub.org, Cardano's official website. So definitely check this out, as this is a useful resource for you guys to have. So what is Cardano? Well, after 2 years of development, Cardano had come to the market with the idea they would have a platform that has more smart contract features and options, all while tackling the issues like scalability, longevity, and blockchain communication. The first thing to understand about Cardano is Cardano is built on a philosophy developed by a scientific community and has been put together by research. Cardano is a cryptocurrency without a white paper. So what do I mean by this? Well, while almost all cryptocurrencies have a white paper outlining the project, goals, and everything related to the development of the cryptocurrency, this should be nothing new to most of you watching, however. Cardano takes a different approach to this. Cardano uses peer-reviewed papers. So if you don't know what peer-reviewed papers are, the Cardano team uses these peer-reviewed papers, which means professionals and experts around the world read the paper and critique as well as modify this paper until a general consensus can be agreed upon regarding the final outcome. So Cardano is not just something that was put together by a team with a white paper. The white paper that they don't have is actually a scientific philosophy which has been edited through peer-reviewed papers by experts and professionals around the world that have their own input. So it is a collection of ideas from basically a scientific community. So that's very important to understand about Cardano. Next, I want to talk about some of the notions that Cardano is related to Ethereum. So while Cardano is very similar to Ethereum in the sense that it has its own blockchain, Ethereum has a ton of issues that Cardano looks to resolve. So Ethereum is very slow in the sense that the Ethereum network can get clogged up or slowed down by something as simple as CryptoKitties. Cardano aims to solve network and scalability issues, which is a huge part of their project that currently plagues the Ethereum platform and network. Much of Cardano is focused on smart contracts, still a lot like Ethereum, but Cardano is also looking to revolutionize blockchain and smart contracts as we know it. A key way to understand Cardano is Cardano plans to be better than Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies in a few ways. The first way that they want to do this is they want to be extremely scalable by using a proof-of-stake algorithm. Many of you guys have probably heard of the proof-of-stake algorithm, but Cardano takes a little bit of a different approach to this. Like I said earlier, Ethereum is dealing with these issues right now in terms of scalability. Cardano wants to avoid these problems in the future, so they use proof of stake. Cardano plans to be scalable by using a more efficient method of proof of stake. This method uses slot leaders to validate transactions by splitting blocks into epochs. There can be multiple epochs running at the same time, making Cardano extremely scalable. I'm going to be linking some videos in the description that's going to really outline how the epochs work in regards to specifically scaling Cardano. I'm not going to go into explaining that in this video itself, but just understand that Cardano uses a proof-of-stake algorithm that uses epochs and slot leaders to validate these transactions. So Cardano, in a nutshell, uses the proof-of-stake algorithm with slot leaders and epochs, which are infinitely scalable in the regards that there can be multiple epochs running at the same time. That is what you guys should take away from this. And again, I will link some videos in the description specifically that talk a lot more in depth in regards to how these epochs and slot leaders and slot validators work. Something else I want to note about Cardano is that Cardano uses an interesting programming language known as Haskell. So Haskell is a language that allows for a high degree of fault. While Haskell is far from the mainstream adoption like JavaScript or C++, it is important to have a programming language that is very flexible, as blockchain technology will likely be almost completely different in various aspects 10 years from now when compared to the current stage of development. The Cardano team is using Haskell as opposed to these other common programming languages because it has a number of specific benefits as opposed to using JavaScript or C++, as I mentioned earlier. Because Haskell is very, very flexible, Cardano wants to basically future-proof themselves in the way that if blockchain completely changes or is revolutionized within the next few years, maybe 10 years from now, which very much will be, in my opinion, due to the fact that blockchain technology is very much in its infancy in terms of mass adoption and just their development, or just the development cycle as a whole. Cardano is basically using a programming language that will allow the Cardano platform and network as well as the project to be very, very flexible going into the future, something that not all cryptocurrencies can say they are prepared for. Something else I'm going to do in regards to providing you guys with information that would be useful is I'm going to link an awesome video in the description explaining why Haskell is an awesome programming language specifically for Cardano as well as other cryptocurrencies. So that's going to explain Haskell more in depth and give you guys a better understanding of what Haskell is, as I don't dive too deep into that, as I'm just kind of explaining Cardano in a nutshell in a sense in this video. But definitely that'll be linked down in the description, so check that out if you're more interested specifically in the Haskell programming language and how it relates to Cardano and other cryptocurrencies. As I continue down the list describing and explaining everything that Cardano wants to achieve in terms of what it wants to do in blockchain, I want to talk about the fact that Cardano wants to tackle a current issue regarding cryptocurrencies and communicating with each other. Right now, as it stands, cryptocurrencies cannot communicate with each other. Cardano plans to be the internet of blockchains, meaning that Cardano can understand what's going on the Ethereum blockchain just as easy as Cardano can understand what's going on in the Steemit blockchain. Transactions and assets could then be moved across multiple blockchains, something that currently cannot be done. So what's important to understand here is that Cardano basically wants to make all blockchains being able to communicate with each other. What this is going to do is it's going to allow transactions and assets traded across these blockchains to be moved across not only the blockchain that it's being traded on, but other blockchains as well. This is something that currently cannot be done, and if Cardano is successful in doing, could prove to be huge in not only blockchain, not only the Cardano platform, but as cryptocurrency as well, and how other projects innovate and work with this new technology. So just understand, Cardano, Internet of Blockchains, wants to allow blockchains between cryptocurrencies to communicate, and this will allow transactions and assets to be moved from one blockchain to another, something that currently cannot be done. The last thing that I'm going to talk about in today's video in regards to Cardano and the project and the platform is the idea that Cardano wants to incorporate banks into cryptocurrency. What I mean by this is that there is very little data behind each transaction on the blockchain. There are a ton of banks and financial institutions that are very, very optimistic about blockchain as well as cryptocurrency, but they have yet to truly jump in and dive into using it. Well, what are the reasons behind that? Well, the reasons behind that is that banks want information and data behind the transaction. Well, almost all of the information on blockchain is public and the transactions are viewable. One of the things that is not available is some of the foundational reasons behind each transaction. So the who, what, when, where, and why is not available behind each transaction on the blockchain. So while they are publicly viewable and you can see that this address sent this to this address at this time, there's not a ton of data behind that regarding why it was sent, who sent it, what was sent in regards to that. So banks want this information. However, it's currently not available, and this is one of the barriers to entry that leaves banks and financial institutions skeptical about jumping into cryptocurrency and blockchain. So what is Cardano's solution to this? Well, Cardano wants to and plans to give people the option to include this information behind the transactions. This will give banks a good reason to get into cryptocurrency and blockchain. So while Cardano certainly doesn't want to make this mandatory, or they don't want to push this on the users. They do want to give people the option to include this information behind the transactions, which will then prompt banks and financial institutions to look at cryptocurrency and blockchain in a different light and potentially increase the adoption of blockchain, not only in the mainstream, but specifically for these banks by providing this extra source of information. So that is kind of what Cardano wants to do in regards to banks and financial institutions, but at the same time, they do want to make blockchain a little bit more specific in regards to the data that is behind each transaction. That is, of course, if the user wants to provide that. At this point, I want to conclude my summarization and explanation of the cryptocurrency known as Cardano. So while I did cover a lot of things about Cardano, Cardano is a cryptocurrency that has a lot to it in terms of its project and platform. In my opinion, it's one of the harder cryptocurrencies to really wrap your head around the idea of what they're trying to achieve in blockchain, as there's so many different variables and so many ways that Cardano wants to take its roadmap. There's a lot of technicality involved in this, a lot of math. It's built on a scientific philosophy, so it's very different in a lot of ways, and it's very hard to initially wrap your head around, at least in my personal opinion. So while I am creating a video for you guys that does my best to explain what Cardano is, it is very, very technical, and there is a lot of things that I wasn't able to cover in this video because I wanted to make this video not only concise and very short in the idea that I'm summarizing Cardano a bit of a way in a nutshell, but I wanted to provide only the utmost important and valuable information for one person trying to understand what Cardano is. So in the description of this video, I'm going to be including a bunch of links to a bunch of different content creators on YouTube and in the cryptocurrency space, as well as other information potentially from other blog posts as well that will explain Cardano either more in depth or may give you guys a different perspective on what Cardano is, what the platform is, what they're trying to do, and cover some things that maybe I wasn't able to cover in today's video. That will all be linked into the description down below, and if you guys have any other information that you guys want in regards to, you know, me covering something specifically, let me know in the comment section, as I would love to touch on Cardano in the future. But now I want to go right into what my current opinions are on Cardano, as well as give some predictions on where I think Cardano is going to go in the future. Now I want to give you guys my concluding thoughts and opinions regarding Cardano, as well as give you guys a current price prediction for 2018. So I know a lot of you guys enjoy these price predictions and get my opinion, so I'm going to give you guys some backstory about kind of my investing journey in Cardano. So I've been in since 10 cents, and this is around late November going into early December, and then eventually into the new year when Cardano hit its all-time highs at $1.28 and even $1.30, I believe, at one point. So Cardano has come a long way since then, but I have not increased my portfolio holdings in Cardano since that 10 cent mark when I initially bought. Why is that? Well, I think Cardano is truly an impressive cryptocurrency. It is really a cryptocurrency that stands out to me. You can just look at the project, you can look at the team. The fact they don't have a white paper and it's all built on peer-reviewed papers and scientific data, and it has a real scientific philosophy behind it, is really just not only impressive to me, but in terms of cryptocurrency, it really is an outlier in that sense that, you know, it's really trying to revolutionize a lot of things as we know it. So Cardano has a sizably large market cap at just under $10 billion, and at its all-time high, I believe, yep, it even hit $32 billion. So that's very high, but as impressive as the Cardano project is, I will say that there is a lot of things that I am skeptical about. So some of the things that I'm skeptical about is the fact that they have a lot of ambition here, and I outlined that in the video. There are a lot of things that I covered, and you guys are like, oh my gosh, they're doing this, and then they're doing that too, and then they're working with banks, and they're all going to be extremely scalable, and yeah, it's all great, but right now there's not a lot of physical proof of the fact that things are working. So I don't think I articulated that very well, but basically what I'm saying is that there's not exactly a physical product behind a lot of the things that they are touting. Now, what I will say is that just because they don't have a physical product doesn't mean that they never will, and just because they're in the development cycle now doesn't mean that they won't be successful in the future. All I'm saying is that if a cryptocurrency is going to make some bold claims about where they are going in regards to their platform and what they want to do for blockchain and cryptocurrency, I would like to see some more development in the aspect of, you know, hey, this is what we've got done so far. It's actually usable before I invest into a cryptocurrency under $10 million in market cap. However, with that said, if you look at cryptocurrencies that, you know, have gotten absolutely huge like Ethereum, you know, you would look at that project and say you've got to get in early before it takes off. So I guess my kind of final opinions on Cardano is that I'm not going to be increasing my portfolio holdings of Cardano, and that's easy to say as somebody who's been in since 10 cents, so I can just kind of ride the wave of where Cardano goes. But if I were a new investor looking into cryptocurrency specifically, Cardano would pique my interest, and I would watch videos like this to kind of explain and see if I want to go in the project. But if there's one thing that makes me skeptical, because this video is pretty much all predicated on the fact that Cardano is doing awesome things and that they're going to change blockchain technology as we know it, and I think they very much could if they're successful. Please understand that for all the good things that I outlined, there is a lot of uncertainty into the fact if they can be successful. So I do think that they will be successful, don't get me wrong, but there is an inherent risk to not only investing in cryptocurrencies, which you should obviously know before watching this video, but there is a risk in the fact that unlike other cryptocurrencies who have a working project or platform out there, Cardano is still in the development phase. So while I'm not bearish on Cardano by any means, I am a little bit skeptical, which I've said about 30 times in this section of the video, on the fact that nothing has really come out concrete and physical in regards to the platform. But we really should see this see an uptick in this in the future, as their roadmap certainly does have some checkpoints on it that are eventually going to be reached. So what are my price predictions for 2018? Well, my price prediction for Cardano in 2018 is over the $1 mark. So again, this would put them at, I believe, over $30 million in overall market cap, actually slightly under. This would put us just at about $25 billion in overall market cap. I think that this is actually very attainable for Cardano, especially if we can get some consistent updates from the team and we can see some real movement in regards to the project and platform, smart contracts, and really revolutionizing blockchain in all the ways that they say. So if Cardano is able to be successful, I see $1 as kind of a new target, or the next target for Cardano's price. Additionally, after that, I would say the sky is the limit. We could pull a Ethereum. You know, obviously there has been a lot of talk, you know, just like a lot of other cryptocurrencies, this is the Ethereum killer. This is going to completely make Ethereum irrelevant in a lot of ways. And, you know, if Cardano is to pull an Ethereum esque move in regards to its market cap, you know, obviously we could see Cardano hit $2 to $3 ranges, but, you know, that is making a bold assumption that Cardano is going to kill Ethereum, which I don't think it will, or even overtop it and flip it in its overall market cap, which I don't think is going to happen in 2018. But I think, you know, $1 is the next target for Cardano, and I think after $1, you know, if it really is able to do some great things and it really is able to get the kind of mass adoption as well as get a real movement behind it, we could see upwards of $2 at the end of 2018. Please note that 2018 is a long ways away, the end of it into 2019. So, you know, cryptocurrency could die tomorrow, or we could hit $1 trillion market cap tomorrow. So, you know, I'm gonna stick with my conservative prediction at $1, but I do think if everything is to go well, we could see Cardano at $2 at the end of 2018, assuming the market keeps progressing, assuming the overall market cap and the money keeps flowing into cryptocurrency. You know, I think Cardano is set up for a successful future, especially since we've already hit that $1 mark. But that would give Cardano a very, very high market cap in terms of overall cryptocurrencies. I believe, you know, assuming that, you know, cryptocurrency doesn't reach, you know, $10 trillion at the end of 2018, and every cryptocurrency has a $20 billion market cap, that would probably put Cardano a top 10 cryptocurrency for the rest of the year. So a bold prediction nonetheless, but I think that's kind of where we're going. So this is not investment or financial advice. Don't take it as such. This is just my predictions based upon, you know, what I've researched on Cardano, the fact that I'm very bullish on it, you know, some of the stuff that I've come to a conclusion on. So again, please do your own research. Please do your own due diligence. There's links in the description of the video that cover some things that I didn't, and understand that I do hold Cardano. So I do, whether or not I admit it or not, have a bit of a vested interest in the fact that I want to see Cardano be successful, because I do hold it. So that's kind of where I'm at with Cardano, and that's where I believe it's going to go in the future. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. The next stop for the Crypto Headquarters channel is 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully we can hit that within the next few weeks here. You guys have been amazing in your support of the channel and your guys' support of me personally. I really love to see you guys in the comments section, and just interacting with you guys really means a lot to me. So thank you guys for the level of support that you guys have shown me. me. So hopefully you guys found some value in this video. Hopefully I did a good job explaining to you guys what Cardano is on a lot of levels and give you guys my predictions as well as my analysis on this cryptocurrency. I'm going to jump right into the disclaimer that says none of the information in this video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. For transparency purposes, like I've said multiple times, I am invested in a Cardano and do hold Cardano at the time of making this video. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and have a great day.